going on, man? Shy Reactions is back in the building again, man. If you can, I need you to hit the like and subscribe button today. It helps me in the YouTube algorithm, helps more people to see my videos. If you like what you see, it helped me as well, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, what are some stories about your dad on how he raised you and Tristan?
Yeah, my father was, I believe, the best father on the planet. I think that every son should hopefully think the same of their father. I think a father's role is to be a superhero. I think a father's role is to, I think one of the big mistakes in modern society is that people think that a father should be a second mother, and I disagree. I think a father should be a superhero. And sometimes a superhero needs to go do superhero things. My father wasn't always home. He was away. But when he came home with a story. And I think that the quality of his presence was more important than the quantity of his presence. He raised us with absolute duty to our last name.
And we're going to pause it right there, man. I don't think you guys understand the importance of what a father brings to the table. You know what I mean? A lot of times, a lot of people feel that they don't need a dad or their mother is only a superhero in their life. You got to understand, man, you know, your father is very important for that aspect alone. It teaches you the willingness to put your life on the line for things. Stand for something. You know, that's the process of what the importance of having a father is. You know, we're very important. We're very important to have. You need these people, these men out here to actually teach you how to be a man. You need these people to actually teach you how to be a leader. Having a father is so important. You know what I mean? I think we went over all the statistics of what it's like to not have a father in the household. Now, you're more likely to fail. You're more likely not to graduate high school. You're more likely to drop out. You're more likely to get pregnant as a teen. There's so many statistics that show that the importance of a father. And you know this, one aspect that you're touching up on is making sure that you have pride in your family. Let's continue.
Very clear for a very long time that being a Tate means something, and that you have to live an honorable life and a life that's true to God because of that. And also his expectations to us were exceptionally high because we were Tates. When I did something fantastic, when I became state chess champion at the age of 5, or when I did exceptionally well my SATs, he moved me up 2 grades, etc. I didn't come home and say, Dad, I did this, and him go, wow, good job. He was like, well, you're a Tate.
Well, who are you competing? You know, that pride that he's talking about, man. You know, everyone has that. Every man has that mind state where it's the competitive force that we have that's embedded inside of us. It's actually ingrained into our damn DNA. You know, and my father was like that as well. He wanted the best for me. He wanted me to actually strive for my goals and to hit my goals with vigorous intent. He also said, he gave me a few quotes, you know, that I actually heard over a while that other people had as well. Like one quote was, "Those who fail to plan to fail." You know, and those type of things are very important. You know what I mean? That I take my father with me wherever I go now, just off the strength of the things that he's done for me and the wisdom that he gave me. You know, it's very good to have. Let's continue.
Oh, who are they? Don't know. Exactly. We were a Tate, of course. So he always had this huge expectation of us and made it clear that the last name means something and we have to stay true to it. And I think that this is kind of something that's missing from modern society. When you have a duty to your bloodline and a duty to your ancestors, that is something which you carry with yourself away from cameras and away from the eyes of the outside world. So it's been something that's been massively beneficial to me. Even when I went through hard times in my life, I understood that being a Tate prevented me from doing anything that's detrimental to myself.
Pause you right there, man. I think what he was talking about is basically a sort of form of depression. He really don't like using that word, but I went through depression as well. You know what I mean? And my father wisdom carried me through that. You know, you need that wisdom around you. It's so important. It's so important. Any woman or any man tell you that a father is not important, they're lying. We're very important. You know what I mean? Just my father's thoughts running through my brain kept me alive today. You know what I mean? I was going to do something stupid to myself, but my father's wisdom kept me here. Like, you need this shit.
It's that fucking simple.
Imperative to have. That little voice in your head, that's your father. Let's continue.
Even basic things. We talked about, let's say, heartbreak. If I had my heart broken when I was young, instead of chasing a girl and embarrassing myself, I could sit in my room alone and think, I'm a Tate. I can't do that. Can't. That's not how Tates act. Love you very much. Goodbye. And I missed her with all my heart, but that was the game.
I'm going to pause it right there, man. How many of y'all went through heartbreak before? I went through heartbreak. Man, that shit, it like bothers your spirit. You literally feel like you're having a damn heart attack. When you, like, it's a sad, disgusting feeling as an individual to go through any type of heartbreak. It's hurtful. You know, and for you to have that pride, you know what I mean? Even in the face of that, that says something about your father. My father actually coached me through my heartbreak. You know what I mean? I feel for people who didn't actually who went through a heartbreak and didn't have their father around. Because your father's going to give you that love that you need and tell you what you actually need to do. Mothers tend to sort of, oh, it's going to be all right. You know, but your father's going to sort of, hey, man, you know, it's going to be all right. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to be successful and she's going to regret losing you. He's going to give you the things that you need. Kind of like, quote unquote, tough love. Because it's not tough love. It's just love.
It's that fucking simple.
Let her go fuck someone else and just be heartbroken a while and get over it. Because I felt a duty to my last name. So what he did exceptionally well was instill duty to the bloodline and duty to the ancestors. We understood who my family were, understood where we came from, knew who my grandfather was, my great-grandfather was, etc. And he always had very, very high expectations of me. And it's often interesting. People say, you know, if you have too high expectations on kids, it's bad for them, da-da-da. I can only talk from my personal experience. The fact that such high expectations were held for me were a massive benefit to me. My father was a disciplinarian. He was also in the Air Force. If I fucked up, he hit me. He never beat me. He never abused me. But there was certainly a realm in which if I fucked up, I get slapped. It only happened twice.
We gonna pause it right there, man. You know, see, my father was a Muslim. You know, you ever seen Malcolm X? By any means. Yeah, he was times 20. You know, my father didn't take no shit. You know what I mean? My father was disciplinary and actually it helped me build the discipline skills that I have today. You know what I mean? I actually own a few businesses and I run my businesses just off the discipline that he's instilled into me. So you need that shit, trust me. You know what I mean? You thinking that it's just being harsh to your kids. It's not. Nothing can beat the harshness of life, period. Nothing can beat that shit. You're going to go through heartbreak, you're going to go through death, you're going to go through car accidents, just anything that you could goddamn imagine. It's important to have this toughness about you. And fathers bring that shit. Let's continue.
But I knew it was an option.
Your father's only hit you
twice in my life, yeah. And I say this, I said this on Twitter when I had a Twitter account. Someone was saying that hitting kids is bad. And I said, yeah, I understand. You can't abuse kids. It's a fine line. I know it's a very nuanced, detailed argument. But in the real world, there are lines that if you cross, violence appears. If I get in your face as a man and start running my mouth, sooner or later, it becomes physical. That's the real world. So as an upbringing of a child, I think there should be lines that if they're crossed, violence appears. I don't see anything wrong with that. I was never abused in any way. But if I really fucked up, and both times now in hindsight, I fucked up massive. And I learned. And I was taught.
Yeah, we gonna pause it right there, man. Y'all gotta understand, man. You know, my father whooped me twice as well. He whooped me one time for breaking the damn window. I got into a fight with my sister, and I banged on the damn window, and I don't know what the hell I was doing, but whatever I was doing, it busted the damn window. So he whooped my sister behind, and he whooped my ass. Yeah, he whooped my ass. He whooped me, you know, a little bit nicer to my sister. But me, he got in my ass. You know what I mean? And the other time he whooped me, you know what I mean? Other time he whooped me was basically put from something my mother told him to. You know, and I don't even think he whooped me. I think he just yelled at me hard. You know, his voice used to carry, and that shit used to just scare the shit out of me. You know?
Oh, hell no.
I could probably think one time for a fact
and I'm about to whoop your old ass, man, because I'm sick of playing games.
One time carried me all the way through life. Don't fuck with that man.
Fucking crazy,
man.
man.
His mind. Just do what he say.
Insane. Do you realize that?
Let's continue.
You should be medicated.
That's a line. And I think especially with young men, if there's never going to be a physical line, what line is there? Especially with young, rebellious men. I don't know. But maybe that shaped my mindset for a long time because I always understood there are lines that if you cross, things become physical. And I've always kept that in mind for how I conduct myself. I say this all the time. Once again, I said this in YouTube videos. I don't argue with people. If I get in a disagreement on the street, I don't argue. I don't, hey, bro, you parked. That's not who I am. I'm like, okay, bro, leave it. I leave it to the last second until I feel like there's no other choice, and then it's pure violence. Because I don't see the point in arguing. That's feminine to me.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. But anyway, I would say the same way that I'm sort of the same way because of that. Because once you cross me to a point where it's no other talking out of it, it's time to go. You know what I mean? That's how my father was. You know, he didn't take no shit. You know, he would tell you, hey, man, you're doing this X, Y, and Z. And if you kept doing it, then it's going to be extreme violence of vigorous intent. You know, I'm gonna karate-size your ass after a while. You know what I mean? So ain't no talking after a while. All the talking is out the window. And most men have this hair trigger. You know what I mean? This is one of the reasons why it's so important to control your emotions as a man.
Too,
I'll
okay?
say it again.
Now, the reason I say control your emotions
as
is
a
because
man.
of just that.
It's dire straits that could happen. Some people could go to, man, oh my God, people could go through so much shit.
It's that f***ing simple.
If you were to not check your emotions. Very important. Let's continue.
A verbal argument. Like, I try my very best to de-escalate because you never know who you're fucking with, and you never know if they want to go to jail. But there's a line, and it gets to that line where that's the only possible repercussion. That's all that can happen. And I try very hard to stay away from that line, but I've always been very aware that line is there. And that served me very, very well in my life. The morgue and the prison, both of them are full of egos. And because I know I can handle myself, I'm the #1 guy to talk down a fight. But once I realized that talking ain't going to work, I'm the complete opposite. And I think that was taught by my father.
Wow.
That's how I was taught, you know. And
have you seen him fight? Did you ever see him fight?
So my father, I have a saying.
And I'm going to pause it right there, man. You know, the importance of that shit as a man, you know what I mean? You got to understand, man. You play, you pay. You play, you pay.
Congratulations.
You know, you playing around with people out there in this world, somebody's going to hurt you. Somebody's going to put something on you. So as a man, you have to make sure you're 2 steps ahead in this game of life. You know, my father used to say life is nothing but chess. You know, you going out here, man, going out here, you argue with somebody and they're like 5 steps ahead. They're in their mind, they're already in jail. Their life is in shambles. Their life is in shit. You know, so they're already looking for a reason to sort of take you out the game. So, you know, as a man, you have to pay attention to that. You have to you have to literally move about 5 steps ahead. The greatest chess players in life move about 5 steps ahead. Some of them 7, 8, 9, 10 steps ahead. You know, these people could checkmate you in 3 goddamn moves. And my father was a damn good chess player. You know, and he would always say, man, you know, life is chess. You know, and you going out here dealing with these people that understand that trade or don't understand that trade. Either way, it could be hell you could pay. But understand, when somebody's going through a shitty life, they will destroy you. So it's best that you goddamn try to diffuse situations.
Stop it.
Therefore, when you do act a damn idiot, I gave this person an opportunity. I gave him a chance to sort of correct himself. Now it's time to act a goddamn idiot. But I'm going to leave it right there. I don't want to go too deep into this video, man. I wanted to actually have a little small video, man. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do a video every 3-4 days. If you can, hit the like and subscribe button. It helps me in the YouTube algorithm. We're going to actually make this about a 5-part video. We're going to keep going on Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is the hot commodity right now. We're going to keep going for it, man. You know, Shari Act is signing out. Thank y'all for coming out. Peace.